Well, morning. It's Friday. I have prepped the whole area, put polythene up, done a mass clean. Obviously cleaned all the dust off the curtain. I've hoovered the car. I'm just going to spray water on the floor, which will keep some of the dust down that's created by the spraying. Just got a panel wipe the car, mix the paint, and then I'm going to do obviously the inside of the bonnet, inside of the boot and the main car. The roof is going to be done in white, so the mirrors, the doors and the other side of the bonnet and boot I'll do once the full main car sprayed. I just haven't got enough room in there. I'll probably need another metre, but I haven't got that, so I'll do them separately. Yeah, what else is there? Yeah, no, everything's set up ready. So yeah, I'm just gonna mix the paint, panel wipe, and I've just put the camera in a different position just so you can get it's higher up, just so you get a better idea of what I'm doing when I'm spraying. So yeah, be back soon.
Hey mini enthusiasts, how you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're all well. How exciting is this for me, seeing my own car getting painted in colour. So it's been a long time coming this, and things have changed dramatically over the time period I've owned Sprout. So originally I bought the car to sell it, and the idea was to put a front end on it, do the seals, and then I was gonna have a go at spraying the front end myself, possibly just from cans. That kind of escalated from there. Then I was just gonna spray the whole body but just give it a quick blow over. And then getting into the prep, you just start looking at other bits and you think, well, why not do the whole lot? Why not do the full body respray while we're there? So that's where we've ended up. So unfortunately, the current virus situation has probably changed the way this would have been done. So in my mind, the original plan has always really been for Mark to spray it because he's the most experienced. He's got all the equipment, and it was always going to go down pretty much as soon as the ERA was done. So that's exactly what's happened. But as far as the prep, I'd always planned to be down there to help Mark out. Maybe have a go at spraying a few bits myself just to get some experience. But obviously with the lockdown, that hasn't been possible. Sprout actually went down before the lockdown, and they introduced the lockdown while it was down being prepped. So I'm getting quite used to this now. So that's the Tack Coat going on now. So it's a very light coat. It just gives adhesion for the next coat of base, which is going to go over that. So that's why it looks all sort of patchy. As you can see, Mark's got the workshop set up as a spray booth. So the floor's been wetted. He's got all the polyurethane, is it, up everywhere. Try and prevent the dust. And obviously he's fully kitted. The paint being used is 2K paint, and the base colour for Sprout is Rover Almond Green, which is quite an old colour, was on older minis, and the roof is Rover White Diamond 2. Don't ask me why 2. There's a Rover White Diamond, must be a slightly different shade. But this is Rover White Diamond 2 for the roof. So there were some bits on the car, like the inside of the bonnet there, where it was really just a last minute decision to prep that. I was thinking of just leaving it, but it's one of those things again where you think, I've gone this far, I may as well do that as well. So I'm watching Mark's technique here because I've got the car back now and I've had a chance to have a good look around the car. I can't find one bit of the car where he's missed painting. He's managed to get every single nook and cranny on the car, which is just unbelievable. I've seen professional paint jobs where they've missed small bits, large bits before and get huge amounts of overspray. There's no overspray on Sprout, and that's really a testament to Mark's preparation and the masking and his attention to detail. Even on brand new cars, you quite often find bits where there's no paint, where it's just been missed. So looking at it, it's had 2 coats of base, and it looks like this is the first coat of clear coat going on here. So we count how many go on. I think Mark usually does 2 or 3 coats of clear coat, which is really a great idea. It might seem a bit excessive. It means the clear coat's quite thick, but what that really gives you a bit of protection for is if you need to do some sort of rectification work on the paint, if you get any runs in it, any dust in it or anything like that, you've got loads of clear coat to be able to wet sand back, which is actually precisely what I'm doing on Sprout at the moment, a week after I've had the car back. So I mentioned in the previous video, but if you didn't see that, I just mentioned how much went into this paint job. So in total there was 43 hours prep done by Mark. I done 27 hours prep myself, which included fitting the door skin, so maybe you can knock a bit off that. So in total 70 hours prep, and then the paint and materials, so all the primers, lacquers, base coat, the 2 different colours, all the consumables that go with painting like thinners, gun cleaner, tack rags, wipes, etc. It come to just over £600. So you do the maths, and if you think your average body shop charge 35, 36, £40 an hour maybe, it's really easy to see how a paint job can end up being about £3,000 or more. And even that 70 hours prep that went into that, I've spent probably about another 8 hours today machine polishing the car, every panel on it, to get I think it's a very, very good finish on the car. It's as good as I would expect from a professional body shop. So that looks absolutely amazing. And again, as I've mentioned before, that's straight out the gun. I have to admit, I was very, very excited when Mark sent me photos of it being painted like that, and then the prospect of getting the car back, seeing it myself, and it is every bit as good as it looks here. It really is. I've got to admit, Mark really has pulled it out of the bag, and he has been absolutely flat out on these minis for the last 2 weeks. So this video would have been filmed. It was I guess it's probably 2 weeks ago now this was filmed. So we're a little bit behind on the video, trying to catch up best I can. But Mark managed to spray the ERA 1 week, and then literally the ERA went to the side, Project Sprout went down there, and Mark managed to do all the prep, all the paintwork within 1 week. Which again is testament to Mark's work ethic, really. He does really work very hard.
Today I've sheeted all the car up after spraying it yesterday. I'm going to wipe the roof and the door mirrors, and then this afternoon, once that's cured a little bit, I'm going to cover that up and then spray the boot, bonnet and doors and all the other little bits. So hopefully by tonight it'll all be done.
So onto the roof and the white bits. Mark and I kind of discussed this at length, and I think changed a couple of times of in which order to do the roof. Be interesting to hear other opinions. So do you do the roof first, and then you've obviously only got the roof to mask off, or do you do the bodywork first and the roof second? So it'd be interesting to know. One thing I was concerned about was with doing the roof white, if you didn't mask up perfectly around the rest of the body, especially in the channels where the body seams go, and I've done this before, I've actually resprayed a roof on a Mini myself before in my garage, and what happened was the paint run down the seam strip. So when I took all sort of the masking tape off and the cover, there was a white line down the body, which was a bit of a pain, but I did manage to sand it out and polish it away. So the roof is in Rover White Diamond 2, which I think is what they painted all the later Rover Mini Coopers in, apart from the Cooper Sport 500s, which had silver roofs on them. Probably a decision that I may have changed the colour if I'd decided to keep the car earlier and done it in Old English White and the mirrors in Old English White too. But even though I've decided to keep the car myself now, the theme of the car all the way along has been to keep it standard, really. So I guess that would have been Old English White, would have been then kind of non-standard, although not sure, it might have looked a bit nicer with the almond green, but it is what it is. I've chosen to go in that colour now, and it does look great. Mark done a really good job of getting paint everywhere on the roof, because obviously the gutters come round at a funny angle, so to get paint properly in the gutter the whole way around the car is really difficult. But again, Mark managed to pull it off. I guess for Mark, paint spraying is a hobby of his, really. He watches a lot of YouTube videos on it. He knows it far better than I do, and he's invested in the equipment to be able to do it. Well, he's not a professional, and obviously it's not a professional setup, but he does have some equipment which is professional standards. And he is a real perfectionist, hence why I trust him to do the car, because I know he'll do as good a job as he can, and that's good enough for me.
we go, we've got little mirrors. I hope that is supposed to be white.
I guess the sad bit at the moment is I was really looking forward to kind of unveiling Sprout at the London to Brighton this year, and the plan was to do, I guess, the ERA and Sprout both ready for the London to Brighton. Less of a challenge with Sprout because it's almost finished. I've already done a lot of the work on Sprout prior to it going down for paint, but obviously there's still a lot to do on the ERA. The difficult bit now is obviously I would normally be down Marks every weekend now. Usually alternate weeks to football, repaying what I owe him in time and getting the ERA built back up. But unfortunately, due to the lockdown, that's not going to be possible, which is really disappointing actually, because I want to get the ERA done as well, and we just trying to think of practical solutions for how we could do it, but it's difficult, isn't it? I did almost think of maybe I could go down and pick up the subframes and all the parts and get them built up, but you have to ask whether they're necessary journeys, and they're probably not. And it's one of those things, by the time faffed around, done that, gone down, got them, taken them back again, it's something Mark can probably do himself with a bit of guidance. So I might be working remotely, literally pointing Mark in the right direction. The good thing is, I suppose, that there is absolutely no rush now. So when it comes to reassembling Sprout, as I say, for me, we're I think two and a half weeks ahead of this footage. So I've already got Sprout back and I'm starting to reassemble it now. But there is just no rush at all, which is good because I can take longer doing bits. There would have been the temptation to maybe rush it a little bit, but like I was saying earlier today, I spent pretty much the whole day just wet flatting and machine polishing the car, which I might not have done ordinarily because the paintwork was very good at it. I'm really just, by doing what I've done by wet flatting it and machine polishing it, it's almost concourse finished now. It is very good. Thankfully, mini parts are still readily available, so I keep putting in orders to mini spares and bits keep turning up, so that's good. The budget is becoming a bit of a challenge. I will go over that. A few people have asked. I think to date I'm up to, it's over £6,000 now, including buying the car, but when you see it, it's worth it all day long. But I do keep a spreadsheet. I know exactly what I spent on it and the time I've spent on it, and towards the end of the build I'll go through all of that and I'll talk you through some of the decisions I made on parts. I don't think I wasted money. There was a few little bits that I might have been able to save a bit of money in doing it differently, but I'm generally pretty prudent with the spend.
Right, that is Sprout all sprayed. I'm pretty happy with it. Come out better than the ERA, which is another story. So I'll just show you around all the bits. I'll leave it to cook overnight, and then I'm going to try and sneak it up to Keith's in the morning, or tomorrow, Sunday. So, that's come out really good actually. See Keith, you'll see that when you seam strips will come out alright. Always a bit tricky those, trying to do them off the car. Hinges, base and lacquer, well covered. Again, very tricky to paint these and not get any runs, so I think there's no runs, which is a bonus. There seem to be any runs on them. Now, there are some little bits of flick, I was going to say something else then, in all the panels really, but the coverage of the base and lacquer went on really well. They will need a bit of detailing, but no excuses, but most body shops need to have a bit of a detail, so all good coverage everywhere really, surprisingly. It's difficult to get the finish on the camera really. Although I can see it better with my eyes. Boots come up alright, again little bits of stuff in it, and that's all come up alright. The little mirrors there. So yeah, all in all, reasonably happy. I can't help the fine particles in the air. I am doing my best, but it's not a spray booth. I hope you're happy, Keith. If you are, I'll do Vinny next. So yeah, it's gone a lot better this one, mate.
So thankfully Mark did manage to get the car back to me before total lockdown, and we did exercise social distancing, so I didn't go out and shake his hand. In fact, I stood in the kitchen and watched him unload, which was a bit weird. I did want to go out and shake his hand and thank him for what he'd done, but in the end it ended up being a thumbs up through the window. So I can't thank him enough. The car looks great and it certainly exceeds my expectations.